Hello everyone. Okay, so in this video we're going to be looking at percentages increase, a percentage increase and a percentage decrease, and how we find that numerically, and also how we find it on our calculators. Sorry. How do we find a percentage of a number? So to find a percentage of a number, we follow the following steps. We convert our percentage to a decimal or a fraction, and two, we then multiply that decimal or fraction by our given amount. So, for example, if I want to find 41% of €200, we're doing a live, ladies and gentlemen, 41% of €200, what I can do is €200. I need to first write 41% as a fraction or as a decimal. So I can write this as 41 over 100 or 0.41. And what I just simply do is it would be 200 multiplied by 0.41, which is going to give us 200 multiplied by 0.41. 82. So 41% of 200 is 82. That's simply how we do it. If I want to find 150% of 300, right, I first need to write 150 as a fraction or a decimal. So that's going to be 150 over 100, which will be broken down to 3 over 2, which is 1.5. So it'd be 300 multiplied by either 3 over 2 or 1.5. And that will give me 450. So that is how we do that. So these numbers here, so this 0.41 and this 1.5, these are called multipliers. Right? So when we want to find a percentage of something, we can easily do it by finding its multiplier. So if I'm finding 41% of something, its multiplier is just its decimal form, which is 0.41. If I'm finding 150% of something, it is just its multiplier of 1.5, because 1.5 is the same as 150%. Now we can also do this on our calculators. So if we open up our calculator here, ding, 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 dong, ding, dong. Right, how we do this is, let me just zoom out here. So I have my calculator here. So if I want to find, say, 47% of 500, we follow these steps in my calculator. So I'm going to write, let me open the calculator. So 500, and I'm going to multiply it by my percentage I'm trying to find. So 500 multiplied by 47. Now I want to write that as a percentage. So what I'm going to click is Shift, Answer, and then you should see a percentage sign that appears next to it. You click equals, and it's 235. So therefore, 47% of 235 is equal to 235. So 47% of 500 is equal to 235. Right. Let me get rid of my calculator here. So, what's percentage increase, decrease? So we now want to find, right, if I'm given the final value of something and the starting value of something, I want to find what it increased or decreased by. So we have this formula here. It's not on your log tables as far as I am aware. So increase has to decrease amounts all over the original amount multiplied by 100. So method 1, we're going to use a formula. So calculate the difference between the two values given. So, and then substitute all the known values into my equation. So here's an example here. So suppose that in January 2022, there were 10,000 COVID-19 cases reported in a particular country, and in February 2022 there were 15,000 cases reported. Find the percentage increase of cases. So percentage increase, so it's going to be my new value minus my old value, so it's going to be 1,500, 15,000, sorry, minus 10,000. Because that's going to be my increase or decrease amount, which in this case is going to be 5,000. All over my original amount. So my original amount was 10,000. Then I'm going to multiply it by 100%. And then we should get 50%. So between January and February, there was a 50% increase in COVID-19 cases. Here's one more example here. Now, this example would be, we know what something increased by. We know what the final amount is. We just want to find out what the original amount was. So it's a little bit of a different method here, but if you follow me, you should be fine. So a stock price has increased by 125%. If the new price is $75, what is the original price? So there's two ways of doing it. So I'm going to show you the first way algebraically, and then I'm going to show you the second way using our multipliers. So I'm going to have here, the new price is 75, right? So that's the new price. I'm going to let X equal the old price. So it's going to be my old price plus the amount it increased by, which is going to be 25% of X. So it's going to be 75 is equal to X plus, then 25% of X. Well, that's the same as 0.25 times X. So that's going to be plus 0.25x. Then I'm going to have 75 is going to be equal to 1.25x. Then I want to get x on its own, so divide both sides by 1.25. X is equal to 60. So the original amount was €60, or dollars in this case. So, or we can use our multipliers here. So I now know this €75 is equal to 125%. Right? It's now equal to 125% of my old price. So then what I do here is I want to get a 100% on the left-hand side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to decimals. So I have 75 is equal to 1.25. Now I want 1 on the left-hand side. Yeah. So I'm just going to divide both sides by 1.25. And then that should give me the €60 is equal to 1, which is the 100%, which is the old value. Right? Or you can do it on your calculator. Is if 75 is equal to 125%, just divide both sides by 125%. So I'm going to open my calculator here. So if I divide both sides by 125%, there's going to be 7. So it's going to be 75 divided by 125%. And that still gives me the 60. Right? So that is two ways of doing it there. So now we're going to look at some questions you could be asked in an exam. So exercise 1.1 here. So a furniture store increased the price of a couch by 20%. If the new price is 1,800, what is the original price? So again, we can do it algebraically here. So the new price is 1,800. It increased by 20%. So my original price X is increased by 20%. So by plus 0.2x. So 1,800 is equal to 1.2x. Divide both sides by 1.2. My old price is going to be equal to 1,500. Bada boom, bada bing. Right, a restaurant had 500 customers in January 2022. In February 2022, they had 400 customers. In March 2022, they had 600 customers. What was the percentage decrease in customers from January to February? And then what was the percentage increase in customers from February to March? So let's look from Jan to Feb. So my amount, I had 500 customers. Then I had 400 customers. So I decreased by 100 customers. So if I want a percentage decrease, it's going to be my decrease amount all over my original amount, which is 500, and multiplied by 100%. And that's going to be 20%. So I have decreased 20% from January to February. Now let's look at February to March. Well, from February to March, I had 400 customers in February and I've increased to 600. So I had an increase of 200. So my percentage increase is going to be 200 over my original amount. Now, in this case, my original amount here now is in February, which is 400, multiplied by 100%, which is 50%. So I had a percentage increase of 50% from February to March. Right, and so there are two questions you could be asked on it. So in the next video, we're going to be looking at profit percentages, margin, markup, etc., and VAT. So yeah, I hope this is on help, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye.